Last time on Pokemon FireRed, this stuff happened. I do really wish this had music, because it is really weird that it's just grayscale and silent.
It's art, Fefner. You wouldn't get it.
You wouldn't download a recap.
It needs like really somber violin music, honestly.
Just a somber violin version of Gotta Catch 'Em All. Alright, and with that recap done, we're back at Cerulean City. So we're gonna be here for at least a little while longer, but, oh, that's weird. Heiyu's not in the party anymore. Wonder where she went off to.
She's off to star in a mediocre spinoff.
So, yeah, if we look at the PC, there's a bird down there that I've placed for, some kind of purpose, who knows. But yeah, Heiyu's just missing. Maybe she went out for milk or something, who knows.
She's out harassing Caterpies.
So, we do have one thing to do here in Cerulean, and that is, this house is now no longer blocked off. So, the police force has trouble with rockets, and oh man, they really fucked up this house. They had to make a new sprite for this table and everything, and a diagonal chair? Jeez. The design team had so much work that they had to do for this.
I'm looking at the footprints. What kind of Pokemon even leaves those footprints?
Well, we can figure that out later. The rockets that the police are having such trouble with, one member's just right here, standing around. Here I am at the scene of the crime. Please, kick my ass. I've got a Machop. You've got a bird. Oh no, you're going to peck my child. My punch child. No.
My emaciated punch child. No, but I can glare at her. Oh no.
It didn't help. There you go, Spearman. That's not the... Well, that's an alright level. She got what she needed. Strength and speed. So, anyway... I believe... that Drowsy's a new Pokemon for us. Drowsy is a Psychic type, who tries to use Disable, which prevents you from using the last move you used, but, I didn't use a move. You're faster than me. So Shiitake is just going to poison this Baku, and oh no, I can't use Poison Powder a second time, but that would have helped me so much.
Poison powder is illegal.
Anyway, this sucks though. Oh, you put my terrible murder crab to sleep. Shiitake is just resting on this Drowsy's head after devouring it slightly.
Really doesn't want you moving, huh?
Does not want me moving. Also, not exactly the ideal Pokemon to have for this Drowsy, because I don't have any good moves for it yet, but at the same time, Drowsy couldn't capitalize on me sleeping, so yeah, wow, god, you keep missing with that Disable. That should have worked that time. Goodbye.
Look, Shiitake needs experience fighting Psychic types.
Alright, I'll leave, jeez. I just wanted to stand around in this place's backyard after robbing it. So anyway, he's going to give you TM28, and I'm not going to give that back to its original owners, because TM28's actually really good. Yes, now he's disappeared. Let's just take this disc out of my bag. So, TM28 is the move Dig. Dig is a ground-type move, which is useful in battle and out. Out of battle, it acts like an escape rope, and if you're in a dungeon, it'll take you right out of it without, needing a resource for it, so that's pretty good. And of course, Dig is a special move that we haven't seen anything like it before. It basically takes 2 turns to execute. On the first move, the user will dig underground, and the second move, they'll pop up and attack. So it's pretty useful, but of course, if a Pokemon has Levitates, or is, flying type, then ground still isn't good against them, even if it is a physical hit. That being said, though, digging underground means the enemy Pokemon can't actually hit you under most circumstances. So yeah, it's a really good move, very good for defense and that sort of thing. I'd definitely recommend it. Anyway, here's Meowth. Alas, this Meowth does not speak.
Forgot how good the sprite was.
God, this is just like... This is basically just a gremlin-type sprite. It's just one of those. Alright, so that's good enough. Meowth's catch rate isn't too bad, and I've already got paralysis on, so this should work. I mean, it is going to work. I've recorded this. I'm not showing off just random not catching. Alright, so this Meowth is going to be slightly important at some points. We're gonna name him... But for the time being, Kibble's just going to the box. Now, this house right here is actually pretty helpful. It's a daycare service. If you leave a Pokemon here, then it'll just gain experience as you walk around, so you don't have to actively fight anything in order to raise a Pokemon. But he can only raise one at a time, and when you remove it from daycare, you do have to pay. Also, this guard's very thirsty. Make any jokes that you want to, but we're just gonna leave for now. So, right here we have the underground path, which is how we're going to bypass this gate. We'll also, bypass a town, but, it's gotta be like that. And if you want a Nidoran that's easier to find in the other version of the game, you can trade it the easier to find Nidoran, but I got a Nidoran female already, so no point in that trade. Alright, so this lady mentions that you can find things in the darkness of Underground Path, but we can't do that right now either, because we need a special item for it. Got a citrus berry over here, and now we can actually start a route proper, because there's nothing over here except a rare candy. Yeah. It's tricky like that, you think that, there's no berry there, and there isn't, because it's a candy. It's not indicated by a dark spot.
Do you think rare candy is just like a marketing thing? Like, is that just the brand name?
It's... I mean, you can't really buy them, so there could also be artificial scarcity to them.
Yeah, or even just like, you don't have to make a good item to put premium on it.
Yep.
You can just do whatever.
You can call it premium, even if it sucks. Who's gonna stop you? You can not actually sell these candies and just release them into the wild. I don't know what kind of marketing decision that is. Seems like a bad one. But it is a decision.
For some reason, I imagine rare candies to be like hard candies, like Werther's originals. Maybe a saltwater taffy. I don't know.
Take that, Kago.
It's also just a really interesting thing to think about. Of like, I fed my Charmander candy and now it can breathe fire.
Oh no, they were having a private conversation that I very easily could have avoided because they won't look at you. They are actually trying to talk, and hey, you've got a Squirtle, what the heck?
They're not unique like some people seem to think, but...
There is more than one, but they just basically don't exist on Kanto.
Yeah, they're unique in, like, game mechanics, but not in, like, the fiction of the game. That's one of the things I like about Pokemon Let's Go, is they actually get to do that. Because the starters are all hard to find, but they are there. You can catch them in the wild.
It's not just Professor Oak running a monopoly on Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur.
You didn't catch like 5 of each and then kill the rest.
Oh no. I'm a monster.
What? You didn't think poachers existed in the Pokemon world?
It's me. It's just me. I'm the only one.
That one game warden who has the only gun in the world is just trying to hunt me. He just doesn't know it.
I'm Professor Oak, the most dangerous game.
Wait, no. That's not how that works.
Once a man tried to hunt me and I killed him. Now I'm on top of the food chain, baby. Nobody can stop me.
You're already on top of the food chain. You're a person.
And now I'm better than other people. Alright, so we've already interrupted the conversation on one side. Now for the other. This girl's only got a Rattata, though. A lot less impressive than your friend. Well, I'm just saying, clearly one of you is more interesting in this conversation, because one of you's got a Squirtle, and one of you's got a Rattata and a Pikachu. Alright, so, let's check out Dig. Oh no, that is actually extremely dangerous for the use of Dig. So, because Dig takes 2 turns, that means Paralysis has 2 chances to proc and just completely ruin your strategy. And Pikachu's using Double Team. What the heck? Okay, I'm sorry for insulting your rat. You're actually pretty good. Oh god. This is not going to work. Ha! God.
Speaking of things taking a while.
Oh god, this Pikachu just refuses to be hit.
There,
take that, Pikachu.
We were able to overcome Ultra Instinct Pikachu.
Alright, well, that was certainly a harrowing fight. Wow, Nancy, what the heck? Alright, well, they're whispering standing back to back, good for them. So, Gato's not having a good day. So this is probably one of the routes that really emphasizes on making a choice between doing random encounters or trainer fights. Naturally, I of course prefer the trainer fights because they're more experienced and, you know, they're a little more unique than just fighting the random Pokemon, all of which we've already seen. Anyway, I just threw a rock at this Butterfree, and that battle went way smoother than the other one.
It's a good thing we can rely on Candy.
Ah, Magnitude, perfect. So, Magnitude is a ground-type move that basically just causes an earthquake. So, we're gonna get rid of Mud Sport because Mud Sport's not really useful for me. Magnitude, on the other hand, is a little bit of a chancy move because it will basically RNG up a certain level of magnitude, and depending on what magnitude you get, that determines how much damage you do. So, of course, if you get magnitude 10, that's really strong.
Can magnitude ever be stronger than Earthquake?
Yes, magnitude 10 is actually the strongest, so basically Magnitude can be stronger, but Earthquake is the more consistent move.
But I think Earthquake only has 10 uses, and I noticed Magnitude had 30.
Yeah. Earthquake is kind of a surefire move, where Magnitude's a little more dicey, but still, it's not a bad move by any means.
It is weird that there are 2 different moves that just cause earthquakes.
Yeah.
But at least they're differentiated, unlike Fury Swipes, Fury Attack.
I have looked it up, and a few of those moves are actually, like, typed according to what you'd think they'd be, but yeah, there are just a bunch that are weirdly normal type. Why is Double Slap more than 2 hits? It should only be 2 hits, it says double.
I forgot to check if that was a translation thing.
Might be. Because Double Kick is a 2-hit move.
Yeah.
But it is also fighting type, so, you know, potentially more useful there.
Same thing with Twin Needle, with Bug type. Definitely one of the more useful Bug type moves. If you can't get X Scissor, you probably want Twin Needle. I really don't know many others besides like Twin Needle, X Scissor, probably U-Turn.
U-turn is vicious, but we're not going to see that in this game. I don't even think it's in Gen 3. Now, I don't know if this Raticate has Hyper Fang, but Raticate is typically known for Hyper Fang. So if you ever see a Raticate, just expect a big move that does a lot of damage, but might not hit. It's vaguely Mega Kick-ish like that. Alright, take that, Jeff. Alright, so those were the last two trainers guarding the way to Vermilion City. So, we're definitely going to rest up at the Pokemon Center real quick because, hoo boy, poor Gateau. Alright, so we are actually going to explore the town in this episode because the next one is going to be long. Oh, and also, Vermilion City, the location it is similar to in real life is Yokohama City.
I feel like I've heard that name before, but I can't think of from where.
I'm not going to claim to know Japan well at all, I'm just going by what a wiki tells me. And I think it's neat. Okay, so this NPC is actually unique to FireRed and Leaf Green. You won't find her in the original because she gives you a special item called the Versus Seeker, which is a kind of annoying way to rematch trainers you've already fought before, because only some trainers can be rematched, and also you need to walk around to charge the Versus Seeker a bit. So we're actually going to try to use it right here. And let's see here. So, Versus Seeker, we try to use it, but it's not charged enough. We need... Nice! That many... we need that many more steps. So yeah, that's the only reason I went there early. Because I got the perfect number of steps. So, this guy is going to give us an item. It's, an item. I'm not going to say it's helpful, because it's only an old rod. But it does introduce a new concept. Fishing. So, fishing is fairly simple. You go out, you find a body of water, you take out your rod, and hopefully you actually catch something. You can get a text box that says not even a nibble and you'll get nothing, or you'll get a Pokemon on the hook. But unfortunately, the old rod can only get you one Pokemon, and it's Magikarp. So yeah, if you didn't bother buying the overpriced Magikarp before, you can get one here. You can still train this up to a Gyarados. But as a Magikarp, it can't do anything except Splash. Learns Tackle after a while, but it's Magikarp, so that won't help. And yes, Splash does literally nothing. It never does anything, ever.
It feels weird to be talking about how bad Magikarp is in the year of our Lord 2019.
It was a very interesting design decision to have a Pokemon that is seemingly useless, but then it turns into probably one of the stronger Pokemon of the game. It does have a very glaring weakness, being flying and water type. But it also is pretty good for a type we haven't seen at all yet. 'Cause it knows Dragon type moves, which are effective against Dragon types. But it's not Dragon type. It has all the advantages of Dragon types without the drawbacks of them. Well, it also doesn't get same type attack bonus, but in Gen 1 that didn't matter too much. God, Gen 1 was so weird.
Yeah.
There are about as many dumb decisions as there are good decisions. And there are good decisions, it's just, the game's also kind of a mess, and yeah, Dragon type is so weird.
Like, Dragonite is a very powerful Pokemon, but it has nothing to do with its typing. It just has, like, really high base stats.
Yep. Its move pool could be better, because Dragon-type moves could have been better in Gen 1. They get slightly better in Gen 3 at least, so this Pokemon type that's supposed to be very powerful is a little bit better in the remake for sure.
Yeah, I think... don't they also resist, like, all the starter types?
Pretty much. They've got good resistances as well. That's probably their biggest advantage. At least early on, anyway. Alright, so over here we have the gym, but unfortunately that tree's in the way, so we can't go there just yet. Oh, Pokemon Fan Club, this sounds nice. So here's a seal. I love Seal, even though it's kinda lazy as a Pokemon. Because it's just a seal, but with an A instead of a second E. And it, design-wise, it is a seal, but like, come on, look at that thing. It's so cute. It's doing a blep. When we actually see one for ourselves, it'll be more obvious, but they are adorable.
I like the Gen 3 switch to giving each Pokemon an individual sprite. Instead of just having the different types of sprites.
Anyway, this man's horrifying. I don't like all those ellipses. Alright, cool, cool. The exit's over there. I could probably make a break for it.
Like, I don't think the ellipses are supposed to be pauses. I think they're supposed to be like parts of the conversation we aren't hearing.
I choose to believe this man is just splayed over the couch like an alien of some sort, spreading roots with his terrible disjointed sentences. He will, however, give you a bicycle voucher, which will allow you to get a bike for free, which is good because otherwise bikes are literally impossible to buy. We'll be getting that later because I don't really need one. What we will be getting now, however, is a new Pokemon. So I caught an extra Spearow, just for this purpose. And we're going to do one of the in-game trades for a Pokemon that we can't really find anywhere else. And here's Chiding. Chiding's a Farfetch'd.
Yeah, the in-game traded Pokemon tend to have really bad names.
That you can't change. So, hope you like Chiding as a name, because it'll be a while before you're able to get a Farfetch'd that doesn't have that name. If you really want to use a Farfetch'd, you have to put in a lot of work to not have one with a bad name.
I'm sure you just absolutely want to use a Farfetch'd.
Oh yeah, totally. Into the box you go. I've got my proper Spearow back. And now, we can end off this episode. So that's it for this episode of Pokemon FireRed. Next time, we're gonna go on the SSN, thanks to Bill.
Thanks, Bill.